Hi everyone. Prasad, Madhuri, Ashwin. Good morning everyone. Very good morning all of you. How are you all? So here we'll be continuing our discussions on this engineering mechanics. Right, 8 classes we have done. So in the 8 classes, right, how many questions are done? That's 70 questions we have done, if you just remember all of you, right? And now we'll be continuing from this 71 question onwards, right? Shall we proceed further, all of you? Right. So we'll proceed from our next question onwards, all of you, right? We'll proceed from our which one? This is 71 question onwards, right? Simple Lakshmi, Pranit, everyone. Good morning. Right. Very good morning, all of you. Very good morning, everyone. Right. Good afternoon. Yeah, it is 12 o'clock now. So 12 o'clock means it is afternoon now. Okay, very good, right? So this is today mostly. Here, what happened here? Is it visible? Here, my screen is not visible for me. Something happened. One sec guys, let me just give some time. Arre baba, my screen is not showing. Once again, yeah, it is showing now, right? Okay, so we'll be proceeding to which one? This next questions, all of you, right? We'll be proceeding to which one? This is the next questions and the concepts, right? Mostly today that friction will get over. Tomorrow we'll be starting which one? This is centroid, center of gravity, right? Those things will be doing it. Okay, right? No need to worry. Yeah, who is having confusion? Tell me, what is your confusion? Somebody sent confusion emoji, na? What is your confusion? Tell me. Right, this is your which one? This is lecture 9, engineering mechanics. This is a concept through questions, right? Part 9 SSC, part 9 which one? This SSC JE state PSC, you can say physics stuff, right? Yes, now coming to this, all of you, welcome to Unacademy. Let's crack it, right? Everyone is ready to crack, all of you? Everyone is ready to crack? Everyone get ready to crack, all of you? So we'll try to proceed further, right? This is my profile. You can follow me at which, right? For every GATE, ESC, right, state, PSC and SSC JE. So whatever it is a subscription you are taking, right? What is the referral code you have to use? RPCVL is the referral code you have to use always. Okay, you know these are all the subjects I'll be taking, right? So these are the plus courses going on, and this is the free classes, free course going on, you can say, right? Concept through these questions, right? Engineering mechanics part 2, right? First part gets over, second part we are doing, right? Friction only we are discussing now, everyone. So which part we are discussing now? You can say that friction part only will be discussing now, if you just observe, right? Is not mostly today that friction will be going to be ending, if you just observe, right? Mostly today that friction may be ending, if you just observe, right? Friction may be ending today, you can say, right? No, everyone is ready? Everyone is ready, all of you? So I'll be going on to this next questions onwards, right? So 70 questions we have completed in previously, right? 70 questions we have completed. So this is 71 question onwards will be going for, if you just observe, right? Yes, now, right? I'll be starting the poll. Try to select the answer, all of you. Try to select the answer, everyone. That 45 seconds time I'm giving. Those who are in YouTube, you just try to write your answer there. Ashwin answered correctly. Right. Yeah. Anjali, good morning, good afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, everything. Right, very good. Ashwin answered correctly. From special, what about the others? Yeah, Anjali also answered correctly. From YouTube, right. So what is that we have to select, if you just observe it? What is that we have to select, everyone? You can say. What is that we have to select, all of you, right? This one, angle of friction, right? So the angle of friction is which one? It is the angle of friction and the ratio of this friction and the normal reaction, right? Angle of friction is the ratio between which one? Yeah, good morning, second time. Answer C. Okay, very good. Right, Pravalika. So it is a ratio of this friction force and this normal reaction. Is it so? Or the force of the friction when a body is in motion? Is it so? Angle between the normal reaction and the resultant of this normal reaction and the limiting friction, right? Angle of a friction is the angle between the resultant of this one, or not everyone, if you just observe, all of you. So how can you say this if you just observe? This is your body you are having. Let us say that is, this is your support, right? That is your body, let us say. And what is that? Let us consider this is the external force P applied, and how the friction will be applied, right? This is how that backward friction will be applied, na? And a normal reaction will be in which manner, right? This is your normal reaction will be in this upward direction, na? So weight is acting in this downward direction, therefore that a normal reaction will be acting in this upward direction, right? So therefore there will be a resultant force, resultant of this friction and this normal reaction will be acting here, na? That is your Fr, right? And now which one is taken as this angle of friction? And this theta will be taken as your angle of friction, right? That theta will be taken as your which one? This angle of this friction, na? That is taken as your angle of friction, right? Got it now? So which one? Option C will be the correct answer, right? This is ISRO question, right? We are covering PSUs, we are covering state AE, and we are covering SSC JE also, right? You have to be careful, right? All we are covering in this, right? All we are covering in this, right? Right? So shall I move to the next question of you? Have you all noted this? 72nd question shall I go for? This is also repeated question already. Already this kind of question we have discussed, right? The reason also I explained in yesterday's class, if you remember, all of you. Select the answer for this. Exactly in the last class I have explained this reason, if you just remember, all of you. Everyone. Yeah, Madhuri answered from special. Anyone else from other YouTube? Nobody from YouTube answering? From special class, Madhuri Ashwin answered correctly. So the ratio of this static friction to this dynamic friction is always greater than 1, na? Yeah, Anjali correctly answered. The ratio of this static friction to this dynamic friction is always greater than 1, na? Yes or no? Because static friction, in case of this static, what happens you can say? In case of this static, what happens you can say? In case of this static friction, what is the condition? When the body is in motion, right? Static means friction under which condition you can say? Static friction means friction when a body is in motion condition, or when a body is at rest, if you just observe. When a body is at rest, na? When a body is at rest, right? Whatever the friction comes, that is your static friction, right? What is that dynamic friction, if you just observe? Friction when body is at motion, is at rest condition or is in motion condition. It is in this motion condition. So whenever it is a motion, who will be dominating? Tell me. Motion will be dominating and friction will effect will be lesser, na? And also if you just observe, body is in the rest condition, and if you try to create the motion, that inertia also will be helping to which one is that inertia also will be helping to friction only, in the static. So more friction effect, right? Dynamic means body is in the motion, inertial inertia effect will try to keep the body in the motion condition. When you try to apply the friction and stop, it is not that much easily stopped, right? Because inertia will try to create the motion, friction will try to stop the body. So both are opposite, na? In the first one, inertia will be helping us, but in the second one, inertia is acting opposite, na? So it will help or it will never help, obviously. It will never help, obviously, na? Shall I go on to the next question of you? 73rd question. 73rd question, right? 73rd question we'll see. Try to select the answer of you. 45 seconds time I'm giving. Yeah, those who are in YouTube special, answer this question. All of you had your breakfast, everyone? All of you had your breakfast or not? Or lunch only over? Madhuri Ashwin answered from YouTube. Oh, sorry, from special. Yes, over. Very good. What special? You had in the lunch? Yeah, YouTube, nobody is answering. Right. So what is this? You can see if you just observe what is this, right? What is the answer for this, everyone? Here, the ratio of this limiting friction to force, limiting friction force to this normal reaction is known as, right? What is it? You can say ratio of this, that frictional force is equal to the coefficient of friction into this, which one? This limiting friction is equal to, or maximum friction, it is equal to that static friction into which one? This is what is it? You can say normal reaction, right? Ratio of this limiting friction to this normal reaction, what is this called as? That is your coefficient of this friction only, na? That is your which one? This coefficient of this friction only, or not everyone, right? That is your coefficient of this friction only, right? Yes, now. So shall I go for this next question? It is 74th question of you. 74th question I will be going for. This is Kerala PSC question. I will be giving which one? This 150 seconds time. Try to solve this, all of you. Yeah, civil 101, nobody is answering. Madhuri answered correctly. Ashwin also answered correctly. From special. Yeah, what about people from YouTube and other people from special? "90 seconds more time." Today we'll be finishing off which one? This friction questions, right? Tomorrow we'll start this center of gravity, centroid, and moment of inertia. I told you now, first chapter only will take more time, other chapters will be simple only, less time only it will take. Just 2 classes for each chapter, then it's over. These questions if you can solve now, then you can solve any question in the examinations. Even some of the ESC questions and some of the gate questions also you can solve with this. "40 seconds more time." Anybody? Yeah. What you do is, do you have Unacademy learning app? Imran Shabir, do you have Unacademy learning app or not? Do you have Unacademy learning app? If you are having this Unacademy learner app, okay. If not having, you download it and you register those things. And in the you are having na, yeah. You click on this right bottom, right bottom. When you open your profile, na, that round symbol will be there. Your picture will be there in the Unacademy. Na. There you click it, and at the top you will be having the goals, right? Manage goals will be having, right? Yeah, Anjali answered B. That is wrong, right? You manage goals. In that manage goals, what you go with? SSC JE. You search for which one? SSC JE, and you can find SSC JE State AE 1 will be there, and SSC JE State AE English will be there. SSC JE State AE will be there, one goal. Another goal, SSC JE State AE English. You select that one, right? SSC JE State AE English. In that only KP sir classes, my classes, Amit sir classes will be there, right? You can find directly, right? So like that, you just go to that goal and directly you can find that, right? You click on that, you will be getting it, right? What are the live classes? It will display there. A block of weight 20 kilonewton. Block of weight 20 kilonewton, right? What is the weight you are having? That weight is equal to that 20 kilonewton. Just begins to move along a horizontal surface, right? It is a horizontal surface only, no? Horizontal surface on the application of this 5 kilonewton horizontal force, right? What is that horizontal force we are applying? we are applying a horizontal force F equal to that 5 kilonewton we are applying, right? Yes, na? So that is a maximum frictional force, na? So can we say that force which will try to create a motion is equal to the maximum frictional force, na? Yes, na? Beyond this, frictional force will not offer. So that weight and this normal reaction, this is your weight W equal to that 20 kilonewton. And what is that normal reaction? That a normal reaction is also that same 20 only, no? So that is your P, you take it, right? That you take it as this P, F you take it in the opposite direction. Friction is equal to the coefficient of friction with this normal reaction. The coefficient of friction between the block and this surface is, right? How can you calculate this coefficient of friction between this block and the surface? Just about to move or not? Begin to move, right? Begin to move means it is not moving now. So that applied force P will be equal to that F maximum, right? That applied force P will be equal to the F maximum. What is the applied force? 5 will be equal to coefficient of friction to the normal reaction. What is that? 5 kilonewton is equal to coefficient of friction into what is the normal reaction? 20. This implies what is the mu? 5 by 20, right? What is the 5 by 20? 5 ones, 5 fours means, right, 1 by 4, right? What is that 1 by 4? 1 by 4 is nothing but your 0.25 only, no? 0.25, right? Which option will be correct answer? Option C will be the correct answer, you can say. Is that clear, everyone? Is that clear, everyone of you? Is that clear, everyone? So those who did not write, is that clear of you? Those who did not right, is that clear, everyone? Those who did not answer it properly, right, where you are done, is that clear? Is not? Yeah, Emerald joined. Very good. You came to special class finally. Yeah, welcome, Emerald. Right, like that. So here, shall we move on to this next question all of you? 75th question, shall I move on to? Right. 75th question I will move on to. If you just observe, 75th question I will move on to. Try to select the answer. This is a Chhattisgarh PSC question. Chhattisgarh PSC question of you. Sorry, Imran Shabi, not Emerald. Imran Shabi, na? I am calling Emerald. Right. %100% wrong answer. Now here there is a discussion we should have. So what is that angle of repose? Now tell me. Angle of repose, if you just observe, what is the angle of repose, everyone? You can say. Angle of repose, what is the symbol we are giving? Alpha or which symbol you are giving? Everyone. Angle of repose, what is the symbol you are giving, all of you? Alpha or shall I give? So alpha angle of repose, you can say, right? So just for telling, representing it in the form of this repose, right? Angle of repose. What is that you are having? You can say, if you just observe, that a coefficient angle of repose is nothing but your this one, right? Here whenever you are having this, right, whenever you are having this body, it will not move, but on its self weight, what happens, right, whenever you are rising it, what happens, you can say, it will not move further downward. But what happens if you just observe, at a particular angle, right, at a particular angle, so what will happen if you just observe, that body will try to move, that body will start motion, that body will start moving or not? That body will start moving, right? And the friction will be acting in this upward direction, you can say, right? That body will start moving. That angle is called as your angle of repose, right? So what is it you can say? Angle of this inclined plane, right? What is it you can say? It is the angle of repose is the angle of this inclined plane at which one? Right? Angle of this inclined plane at which what happens? Angle of this inclined plane at which what happens? Are you applying any external force or we are not applying any external force? We are not applying any external force, right? At which angle of inclined plane at which the body starts, right? The body, what will happen to this body? The body starts moving downward, na? The body starts moving downward with external force or without any external force? Without any external force, na? So without any external force, na? Means that component of this, right? Means that a component of this body along the inclined surface is overcoming that, which one? Overcoming that frictional force, na? So now tell me, the weight of this body will be acting in this downward direction, right? What are the two angles we are having? One component will be like this, perpendicular to this, right? One component will be like this, right? What is this? So this is your horizontal and inclined, this is your horizontal and this, so vertical and this this perpendicular, right? This is also that same alpha, na? That is also that same alpha or not? That is also the same alpha, you can say, right? What is this one? This is your W sin alpha, na? This is your which one? This is W cos alpha. So now what is that impending motion means, right? It will start moving, right? What it will start moving means, that is your W sin alpha will be slightly greater than or equal to which one? This is friction, na? W sin alpha will be slightly greater than or equal to this friction, or not everyone? W sin alpha will be slightly greater than or equal to this friction, right? So what is the friction? This is your W sin alpha greater than or equal to, right? What is that normal reaction? W cos alpha, na? That mu into that W cos alpha, right? Mu into the W cos alpha, is not? Now sin by cos, mu, that W cancels, and what is it? You can say sin by cos will be tan alpha, na? So that tan alpha will be greater than or equal to that mu. Can we say what is that mu, all of you, if you just remember? Mu is nothing but your tan theta, na? What is the coefficient of friction, mu? That is your tan theta, right? What is that theta? This theta will be your angle of this friction, na? That theta will be your angle of friction, right? What is it? You can say, if you just observe, just motion, na? Starts motion means that is greater, you can say, right? That is greater, right? That is greater, right? Just at the motion, right? Means it is greater, you can say, if you just observe, right? Now what is that you are having? That tan alpha, that tan alpha is greater than this tan theta, then what happens? This will move, na? Motion occurs. So what is that tan alpha? That tan alpha is equal to which one? This tan alpha is equal to the tan theta. What is it, you can say? Impending motion, na? What is the meaning of this impending motion? What is the meaning of this impending motion? The impending motion means that motion starts, na? That motion is going to start, na? Yes. Suppose if that tan alpha is lesser than this tan theta, will there be any motion or no motion? It will be at the rest condition only. Tan alpha is lesser and tan theta is higher means that frictional value will be higher, and this downward sliding force will be lesser, na? Frictional value will be higher and this downward sliding force will be lesser, na? So that is what you can say, right? Now rest only, na? Now tell me what happens if you just observe. So when the body is resting on an inclined surface, just begins to slide down the inclined plane under the action of its own weight, then the angle of inclination of this inclined plane is called as, right? What is it, you can say? Inclined plane is, right? Angle of inclination of this inclined plane is greater than the angle of repose, lesser than the angle of repose, equal to the angle of repose, right? Vertical or horizontal, right? Which one will be the correct answer now? Tell me. Impending the motion means what is it? Impending the motion means motion is starting, right? It is greater than or equal to the angle of repose, no? Is that no? It is impending the motion means it is greater than the angle of repose, definitely, na? So no, it is greater than the angle of repose only, na? Is that no? Got it? Slide down, right? Surface just begins to slide down the inclined plane, right? Just begins to slide down means it is greater only or it is lesser? It is greater, na? So angle will be more than this greater, you can say it like that. Is not? Got it now? This one, yeah, Anjali. Motion will occur, right? Whenever it is a motion, right, equal to the angle of repose or lesser than this angle of repose, or which one? Impending motion, right? Impending motion means started, starts, right? That is starts. Which one is correct now? Tell me. That is angle of repose, we know, right? So when that angle is more than the angle of repose only, that motion gets started, na? So now got it now? Right, clear everyone? So shall I move on to this next? So this one, once it is noted, tell me. I'll move on to this 76th question. Done everyone? This is also done. So whenever that inclined angle is more than the angle of relation, obviously what is it you can say? That will happen. Motion will happen. Note and tell me. Done this? Theta is the angle of friction and alpha is the angle of repose. Okay. So if that alpha is greater than this alpha r, means automatically what will happen? That motion will happen. Motion happens. Done? Okay. We'll be starting the poll. Try to select the answer at 120 seconds time I am giving. Today friction will get over. Okay. All questions of this friction will be over today. Tomorrow we'll be doing that centroid, center of gravity and moment of inertia. Okay. Those things we'll do in tomorrow's class. Ashwina answered correctly. From YouTube, nobody answered. So horizontal force required to move is what? Maximum friction only, no? If the horizontal force applied is more than the maximum friction or limiting friction, then it will move. Yes, no? For moving the body, we have to overcome that friction. That's it. Maximum possible friction we have to overcome. That's it. Nobody answered. I have given the hint also. I have given the hint also, but nobody is answering. Why? Imran Shavi also answered correctly. 5 seconds more time. Right, if we just observe, a body having a weight of this 200 newtons is placed on a rough horizontal surface if the coefficient of friction between the body and the horizontal plane is 0.3, right? Coefficient of friction mu is equal to the 0.3, and what is the weight? Weight you can take it as this normal reaction is equal to the 200 newtons. Now can we take it? The horizontal force required just to slide the body on the plane, right? Horizontal force required just for sliding, right? What is the, you can say that P has to overcome this limiting friction or this maximum friction. So for a motion, what is the condition? You can say, everyone. For a motion, what is it you can say? For a motion, so that applied force P should be greater than or equal to the F maximum, maximum friction. Now what is it you can say? Maximum friction, that is the static friction into what is it you can say? That normal reaction, right? What is it greater than or equal to? Static friction is 0.3 and this normal reaction is 200, right? What is the value? P should be 60 newtons. Yes or no? That is your 60 newtons is that answer or not? If you are applying 60 newtons or more than 60 newtons, right, then what will happen? then it will be moving now. So which one is the correct answer? Right? Option C will be the correct answer or not? Option C will be the correct answer, right? Like this. Shall I move to the next question? 77 question out of you. 77 question I will be moving on to. This is 77th question, right? Select the answer of you. 120 seconds time I am giving. Seventy seconds more time. Nobody answered correctly from nowhere. Vivek, good morning. Anjali answered correctly. What about the others? Right. Okay. Here, what is the minimum coefficient of friction mu between the rope and the fixed shaft? Right. This is your shaft, na, that is your fixed shaft, and that is your rope you are having, na, that is your rope you are having. You can say, yeah, which will prevent the unbalanced cylinder from moving. Right. Why there is an unbalance? If you just observe, because left side three times mass is there, right side one time mass is there, right? So what it may cause, if that pulley or this shaft is frictionless, or it is smooth, there will be movement in the left hand side direction or down right hand side direction. You can say left down or right down movement will occur. Left down movement will occur or right down movement will occur. Left down movement will occur, na? Left down movement will occur or not? Yes or no? But if a friction is present, between the rope and this pulley or this shaft, will it move or it will not move? If a friction is present, that will not allow the movement, na? That will not allow the movement or not? That will not allow the movement, right? So what is it? You can say, if you just observe, right? Let us say that T1 will be equal to that 3 times that mass, and what is it? You can say that T2 will be equal to that mass, T2 one time. Do you remember anyone, right? What is the relation between them if friction is occurring, right? What is it? Any relation? Anybody remembered? That a T1, right? So T1 is nothing but your that sliding side, higher weight side, divided by this T2 will be equal to e power mu into that alpha, na? E power mu into that alpha, or you can also write it as this e power mu into that theta, right? What is that theta? That theta is that angle between which one? Theta is the angle of contact, right? What is it? You can say it is the angle of contact between, it is angle of contact between rope and this cylinder, na? Rope and cylinder or shaft, whatever it is, right? Disc you can call, or pulley you can call it with any name, right? So what is the theta here now? That theta will be equal to that pi radians, na? How they are in contact with each other, right? What is the angle of contact, right? That is 180 degrees only, or they are tangential to each other, na? Yes or no? That Rope will be tangent na, because it is like this, right? Because it is like this, right? What is it you can say? You can call it as this 180 degrees na, 180 degrees, right? Suppose if it is in this manner, can we say it is 180 degree? No, you cannot say it is 180 degree, right? Yes na? Is it clear? This is something else, right? Here pi radians only na. Now tell me what is the T1? That is your 3 times the Tm divided by this. T2 is 1 time this m. It is equal to e power mu, coefficient of friction, into what is it you can say? Coefficient of friction into that, what is it you can say? That is your pi na. That is your pi. So that is a 3 equal to e power pi whole power mu. Can we write it like this? Is not right? E power pi whole power mu, we can write it, right? What is that? 3 you can say, if you just observe. 3 will be equal to, what is the e power pi? E power pi is nothing but your 23.14 power mu na. Then if you apply this, what is the mu you can say? Logarithm if you apply, log 3 will be equal to mu into that, which one? This is a log, which one? Right, mu into that log, which one? This is 23.14 to the base e na. Right, now what is the mu will be equal to? That is your log 3 divided by which one? This is log 23.14 to the base a equal to how much? Right, tell me what is the mu value? So this formula, if you know na, everything gets over, right? Only thing is you should know the formula, that's it, right? If you know the formula, it's over. Note this and tell me, all of you, how much it comes to be. Yeah, what is the value? Calculate and tell me. What is the value of this mu you are getting? 0.349. Everybody got the same answer? (0.349). Everybody got the same answer. Is there any option with that 0.349? 0.349 means 0.35. That option B will be present or not, everyone? Option B will be present, you can say, if you just observe, right? Is it clear? Right, shall I move to the next question? 78th question. Are you noting this? Have you noted this, all of you? Okay, note it and tell me. I'll move on to the 78th question then. Actually, yes, this is not possible to solve without a calculator. Yes, absolutely. It is not possible to solve without a calculator. It's impossible. I don't know how they have given in this state examination. Yeah, this is APPSC AW. It is impossible. It's impossible, you can say, because e power pi, okay, you can remember that value, e power pi, pi power e, you can remember. But logarithmic values, log 3, log 23.14, you cannot remember. Na? It is impossible to remember these things, right? No? Right. Note this and tell me. I'll move on to the next one. Next question. 78th question. Today friction will be over. Tomorrow centroid, center of gravity and moment of inertia. That is very, very important in strength of materials also, right? That is very, very important in steel also. That is very, very important in RCC also. Yes, na? Centroid, center of gravity, moment of inertia, polar moment of inertia, that moment of inertia, this moment of inertia, all these are important. Na? Everywhere you will be using them. Na? So that chapter is also very, very important. Don't miss that from tomorrow onwards, engineering mechanics classes. Because I think on Monday that polytechnic lecturer classes are there, na? Exam is there, na? So I'll take the class on Sunday. Monday I'll not take the class. Again Tuesday I'll continue. Instead of taking classes on Monday, I'll be taking on which one? This is Sunday, all classes. Okay. Done? Done, Ashwin? Yeah. This is 13th slide. TNPSC Tamil Nadu examination, it is given. Select the answer. 60 seconds I am giving. Ashwin answered correctly. Should only answered correctly, right? What about the others? Okay. The horizontal component of this force P acting towards the north, right? The force is acting towards the north, na? And you are asked to identify its a horizontal component, right? What is the pH you can say? This is a 90 degrees, na? So what is it you can say? That is pH is nothing but your P cos 90, na? What is it cos 90? 0, na? So option A will be the correct answer, right? Got it? Actually, it is not a friction question. It is a first chapter question only. By mistake, it has come here. I have missed this question. So shall I solve here? Shall we solve here? We'll solve here. We don't miss any question because we have decided now. We'll solve all the questions so that it can be completed easily. 90 seconds more time. Forty seconds more time. If you want more time, you just ask me to increase the time before it gets over, all of you. Vivek answered correctly. Right? So how to solve this if you just observe? How to solve this if you just observe? You can say, all of you. How to solve this if you just observe, everyone? A cable of this 18 meters long, right? What is it you can say? Cable will be of how much length? That is your 18 meters long, na? Cable of this 18 meters long is supported at this two ends, right? So supported at this two ends, right? So two ends 18-meter long, it is supported, right? Yeah, yes, yes. Sin theta निकलना, that's it. Sin theta or cos theta, किसका use? Which one is useful there? Sin theta or cos theta? Whatever it is. Okay, here it is supported at these two places now, but what happens at the same level? The supports are 16 meters apart, right? So now the supports are how much apart? You can say the supports are this is 16 meters apart na. So one support here you are having, and this one more support here you are having, you can say these supports are 16 meters, it is right, but total one is 18 meters na. Total one is 18 meters, right? So now how they have come? Now it must be, the cable must be provided like this only, no? Then only it is possible, na? So what is it? That is 16 meters total. That is 16 meters total. So then this should be 8 meters at the center, na? To the center, what is it? You can say this is 8 meters, na? This is 8 meters to the center. And what is the total? 18 meters means this will be 9 meters, and this also will be that 9 meters, na? Everyone got it? Now the supports are 60 meters apart. The cable supports 20 Newton, dividing the distance into two equal parts. Find out the tension in the cable, right? So what is that? 120 Newton load is applied here na. That is your 120 Newton load is applied here. If you just observe, right, 120 Newton load is applied, right? Now tell me, if you just observe this angle, that is sufficient enough na. This angle here you can get it. How can you get this angle? This is your 8. This hypotenuse is your 9. And what is this side you can say? Let us say this is your x. How can you get this x? Under root that 9 square minus this 8 square na. What is that? Under root 9 square minus this 8 square. What is that? 81 minus 64, right? What is that you can say? Under root 9 square minus this 8 square, right? What is that you can say? X equal to how much? Root 17? Root 17. Okay, x equal to that root 17. And now tell me, what is that cos theta? Cos theta will be which one? This adjacent side, right? Root 17 divided by this 9. And what is that sin theta? If you just observe that sin theta will be equal to which one? This that is 8 by this 9, na? 8 by this 9 you can say, right? Now if you consider this, right, sigma fy equal to 0, if you just apply, what is the sigma fy equal to 0 you can say? So this is a tension na. This cable is having a tension like this, and this cable is also having the tension like this na. Now what are the components of this T? If you just observe, what are the components of this T? One component is like this, one component is like that, is na. So this is also one component like this, right? Another component, right? This is your 2 times this t cos theta you are having na. 2 times this t cos theta you are having, right? Therefore what is it you can say? 2 times that t cos theta, because first one t cos theta, second one t cos theta, right? 2 times t cos theta is equal to 120, is not? So what is that? 2 times this t into what is the cos theta? Root 17 by this 9 equal to 120. Then tell me, what is the tension you are getting? What is the tension? How many newtons will be the tension you are getting, all of you? How many newtons is the tension everyone got it getting? .95 everyone. 130.95, is it so? 130.95, right? Everybody got the same answer. 130.95, everybody got the same answer, right? Option D will be the correct answer na? Option D will be the correct answer, you can say, right? Shall I move to the next one? 80 question number 80. Noted everyone? Note this and tell me. Or if you note this and tell me, we'll move on to this next 80, 81, 82. 3 questions are there. With the 3 questions, this chapter gets over. We'll close the session. Then. Noted all of you? Everyone noted? Hello. Shall I move? Right. This is SSC JE question from friction. Select the answer of you. Got confused? Okay. Maximum, whenever maximum comes na, limiting, you have to use, that's it. Whichever is higher means static, you have to answer. Okay, Ashwin got it? Vivek answered correctly. So what is that? This is SSC. The maximum frictional force which comes into play when the body is just begun to slide. Whenever a body just begun to slide means that is your limiting friction only, right? The limiting friction is nothing but your maximum frictional force it is applied, right? Beyond this it cannot apply any frictional force, right? Then if the applied force is greater than this limiting friction, a body will start moving. Okay, that is what. So what is that? Two persons of equal weights are hanging by their hands from the ends of a rope hung over the frictionless pulley, right? Whenever it is a frictionless pulley, what will happen? Even though one person is climbed by which one, this double distance, right? He will get down immediately, na? Is or no? Because whenever it is a friction is there, they will stay as it is. Otherwise what will happen? Otherwise what will happen? Equilibrium will be maintained, obviously, na? One person on the this side, other person on the other side, right? What happens? You can say, even though one person climbs twice, right? Even though one person climbs twice, but what will happen that it is a frictionless pulley, na? Whenever it is a frictionless pulley, what happens, everyone? Whenever it is a frictionless pulley, so they will try to maintain this same location, yes or no? They will try to maintain this same location, right? Let us say this fellow, right? This first fellow, this is first position, this is the second fellow's, this is second fellow's first position, you can say, right? So this fellow has climbed to this much distance in the second position, right? What happens? This fellow has climbed to this much location only, na? First, this is second location, right? Half of the distance one fellow can climb twice than the other fellow, now it has come like this, right? But what happens whenever they are like this? Equilibrium is not maintained, right? What is it? Is a frictionless pulley. What this pulley will do, if a friction is there, they will be kept as it is. There is no issue, they will be kept as it is. So who is climbing twice the distance than the other, that fellow will be reaching the top first. But because it is a frictionless, so now what happens again? After this fellow has climbed it twice, so again this will come down and they will maintain the same location, right? Got it now, everyone? Got it now? So they begin to climb. One person can climb twice the speed of this other. Who gets the top first, right? Both together, right? Why? Since it is which one? This is, since it is that frictionless pulley, na? Since it is that frictionless pulley. Now suppose if it is a friction pulley, which one will be the answer? If that faster climber will be reaching the top first, if a pulley is friction, right? If a pulley has friction, right? Pulley has friction. Got it now, everyone? Got it now, everyone? All of you? Hello? Everyone understood what is the reason for this? Both will be climbed, both will be reaching there together. Is not? Even though this fellow is climbing two times with two times the speed, is there any use or no use? Because it is a frictionless pulley. Again, what this pulley will do? Pulley will try to adjust it, and they will come to the same location like this. So that is dangerous, no? That is that will not be good, no? Yes or no? Like that. Okay. Again, this fellow will be climbing two times, and again they will come to this, right? Okay. But if it is a friction pulley, na, the pulley with friction, na, then you can say that it is the faster climber will be reaching the first, right? This is 82nd question. Try to select the answer. This is the last question, you can say. This is already repeated, na? Yes or no? You should answer it correctly. Once this is done, tell me. I'll close the session. Tomorrow we'll be going for which one? This CG, center of gravity, centroid, and moment of inertia. Those topics will be going for. Vivek Ashwin answered correctly. So now you understand learning concepts from questions. This is how we will be learning concepts from questions, you can say. Vivek Ashwin answered correctly. Right. So the angle of inclination of this plane at which the body begins to move down the plane is called as, that is angle of repose only, no? That is angle of repose only or not? That is angle of repose only. Now tell me, what is that angle between the, right, what is that angle between the normal reaction and this, which one, normal reaction and the resultant force of this friction and normal reaction? What is that? That is angle of friction. That is angle of friction. And angle of repose is what? Originally it is like this. Whenever it is slightly moving like this, no external force is applied, so it will be stable, it will be stable, it will be stable, it will be stable, right? But at a particular angle of inclination, it will start moving downward now, then that angle is called as your angle of repose, right? Got it? Shall I close the session, all of you? Everyone is clear? Anyone having any doubt in our discussions anywhere, all of you? Right? Shall I close? Okay, tomorrow we'll start this, which one? Tomorrow we'll start this center of gravity, centroids and moment of inertia, right? Thank you.